a world-uniting event, like a total effect triggering a series of massive disasters occurring simultaneously. The Maya believed that what happened in the past would happen again. It is known that each era of the Maya was clearly marked by the return of the gods. And if that's the case, perhaps evidence of contact with extraterrestrial beings could unlock the mystery behind the Maya Doomsday prophecy. After all, what signs led to the Maya's prophecies from hundreds of years ago? Is what we await truly the end of the world? Or is it a new beginning for humanity? Perhaps it will be the day the origins of human intelligence are revealed, the truth behind the Maya apocalypse. The dense rainforests and fertile plains of the Yucatan Peninsula, Mexico, have for over 2,000 years been home to one of the world's greatest civilizations, the Maya civilization. Scholars estimate that between 250 and 900 years after the birth of Jesus, the Maya population reached about 15 to 20 million people, expanding their territory southward to areas like Costa Rica and water. This suggests that the Maya were among the first civilizations to use written language, apply advanced mathematical methods, and construct massive structures with numerous astronomical observatories. While Europeans were still struggling in the muddy swamps, the Maya were considered one of the civilizations making tremendous progress. But perhaps the greatest achievement of the Maya was the development of star and planetary maps integrated into their calendar system. The Maya could grasp time in ways that surpassed all other civilizations, and they considered that to be a source of power. These ancient people tracked Venus, the cycles of the moon, solar eclipses, and even the precession, a phenomenon with an extremely long cycle. It means that every year on March 15th, the Pleiades star cluster appears in the sky. If you wait 72 years, the stars will rise higher and appear a day earlier. If you wait another 72 years, they will shift a day later. And if you wait 26,000 years, the Pleiades will return to appearing exactly on March 15th. According to scholars, the Maya believed that time moved like the stars, following repeating patterns called calendar cycles, from which they could predict future events. One of these cycles was the Maya long count, which lasted 5,125 years and ended on December 21st, 2012. But why exactly that date? What evidence makes us believe this is true? Could it be the day human life ends as we once imagined? Perhaps the clue lies in an astronomical phenomenon located right at the center of the Milky Way, a place with no stars, which the Maya also knew and called the Great Dark Rift. They believed that the Dark Rift was the place where everything in the universe was born. On December 21st, 2012, the Earth, the Sun, and this rift aligned on a perfect straight line, something that last happened 26,000 years ago. It's hard to believe that this was merely a coincidence. The Maya claimed that this knowledge was gifted to them by their gods, beings who lived among the stars. More precisely, perhaps they were extraterrestrial beings. That gift was not material, but knowledge, a legacy of the universe. Researchers believe that a recent clue was found among the ruins of the ancient Maya city of Tortuguero. The fragments of a hieroglyphic panel at Monument 6 were pieced together. Essentially, the inscriptions were half destroyed, and everyone believes that what it referred to was the return of 9 gods on December 21st, 2012. However, since part of it was destroyed, perhaps some of the details are nothing more than speculation. For many years, scholars dismissed the evidence found at the Tortuguero site as a singular anomaly with no particular significance. However, on November 24, 2011, Mexican archaeologists and historians announced that there were two artifacts in the world related to this date. The first was a set of filler bricks found in the ancient city of Comalcalco of the Maya, carved with hieroglyphs. What's more curious is that they seem to be engraved on the inner side of the bricks, the side we normally can't see. You might speculate many reasons, but we believe that those assigned to construction duties at Comalcalco didn't want many people to know about it. Why did the Maya hide this secret? Was it to prevent global panic over a polar shift event, volcanic disaster, earthquake, or mega tsunami? All are possible. Researchers believe that the Maya actually received astronomical knowledge from ancient extraterrestrial visitors whom they mistook for gods. Therefore, it was not difficult for their calendar to precisely predict an unusual galactic alignment on December 21, 2012, the day life ends. If you're still in doubt, let's take a look at other doomsday prophecies from ancient cultures beyond the Maya. Inside the Great Pyramid of Giza, the ancient Egyptians encoded time with a message that water would bring a disaster at the end of 2004. What happened was, in 2006, we had the tsunami in Asia that killed around 250,000 people. We had Hurricane Katrina, and then we had what is called the River of Fire, a warning of a major event involving solar energy flames, which would blow away humanity and carve out a hole. Beyond the strange similarities between the prophecies of the Maya and the Egyptians, researchers also noticed another connection in the doomsday prediction of the Hopi, a Native American tribe from the American Southwest. The Hopi believe that we are in the fifth age of humanity, a period of purification, and that time is coming to an end. The Hopi believe that all of humankind on Earth will die if we do not live more harmoniously with ourselves and the planet. A great destructive event is coming. Or in India, ancient Buddhism and Hinduism contain a Sanskrit astronomical text called Surya Siddhanta, which predicts that humanity will soon reach the end of the Kali Yuga cycle, the final age of mankind. From there, it refers to the final days in the Mahabharata, a time of chaos and intense conflict. Even the Christian Bible gives detailed predictions about a terrible day, when the Jews will return to the Holy Land and reclaim it. That is when the Messiah will come to suffer for Earth in its final days. While ancient doomsday prophecies are common across many cultures, the Maya's prediction is the most powerful and detailed. Even scientists and astronomers agree with the Maya that a rare galactic alignment will occur, further affirming their extraordinary wisdom. There's no doubt that the Maya were the creators of the most complex calendar system of any culture in the world. They had a solar system calendar. Before that was a sacred calendar. Based on those two calendars, you get 365.2422 days in a year. In reality, according to today's atomic clock, it is 365.2420. We don't know which is more accurate, the number the Maya gave or the atomic clock, but we must admit that the way the Maya tracked time was incredibly sophisticated, even up to modern standards, as if they possessed computer technology or software capable of running calculations. And what we are doing today is simply trying to grasp and understand how they achieved such incredible techniques in prehistoric times. According to scholars, the Maya calendar begins on August 11, 3114 BC and ends on December 21, 2012. No one understands why it stops there, nor can anyone explain why the Maya tracked the cycles of celestial bodies for thousands of years. Was it simply because they could? Or was the calendar created as a way to mark time from the return of extraterrestrial beings? whom they believed were gods. Who were these gods? And what was their purpose in returning? The answer may be found in the ancient city of Tikal in northern Guatemala. Progress and advanced architectural art. Then the serpent god disappeared with a promise that he would return in the future. The ancient Maya even designed the city of Chichen Itza in an incredibly unique way to honor this god. Located about 400 miles north of Cancun, unlike most pyramids around the world, the foundation of the pyramid at Chichen Itza is not aligned exactly north-south, but is slightly off. It becomes truly special on the spring and autumn equinoxes when sunlight shines across the pyramid, casting a shadow along the edge of the structure that looks like the god Kukulkan slithering down the steps to earth, then ascending again and returning to the sky. If you look up at an airplane today, the trail of smoke behind it as it moves looks just like a serpent. So from this point of view, we are describing a flying serpent. And in my personal opinion, there's not much difference. A clear message that the god Kukulkan came down to humankind, lived with them for a time, became their teacher, and then once again disappeared with the promise to return in the future. Could it have been a spaceship? According to ancient astronaut theorists, it was a craft designed and piloted by Kukulkan, an extraterrestrial visitor. If so, the head in the serpent's mouth, the image associated with the appearance of the Maya god, resembles an astronaut piloting a spacecraft. According to researchers, evidence of the connection between the Maya and extraterrestrial beings is also found in a Maya text called Popol Vuh, which means Book of the People. Popol Vuh begins with nothing, no sky, no earth, only a flowing surface of water. The gods emerged from the water and decided to create humans. Then came an entire civilization. They developed written language and a mathematical system. They grew up in this forest, and the population reached into the millions. That means life was brought here by the gods, and those gods came from outer space, not from Earth. And the text specifically states that knowledge from the sky was brought to Earth. What you have in Popol Vuh is like an instruction manual. It truly is something meant to be kept in mind, preserved for centuries, until the moment the gods return. Return again. With Monument 6 that we mentioned earlier, on this stone slab is engraved a series of ancient Maya hieroglyphs, which, according to scholars, most ominously predict a great flood to occur on December 21st, 2012. But what remains are only 3 glyphs, and part of it has been destroyed. Some scholars believe that the eroded hieroglyphs on Monument 6 refer to B'olon Yokte, a god similar to Kukulkan, who was present in the creation stories of the Maya. According to surviving fragments, Yokte is described as a being of incredible power, brilliance, and radiance, with vast knowledge of the cosmos. This god is not a resurrection deity. At times, he appears in texts speaking about the beginning of creation around 3114 BC. Though there are still many mysteries in the legends of B'olon Yokte, the descriptions we have here, could they refer to an extraterrestrial being? There's another detail related to B'olon Yokte, and that is Temple 14 at Palenque. It clearly states that B'olon Yokte appeared on Earth 900,000 years ago. Why would they remember a date from over 900,000 years ago? Surely something incredibly important must have happened. The event of B'olon Yokte descending to Earth and connecting with extraterrestrial beings is found in an ancient Maya text called Chilam Balam, a historical collection of the ages passed down orally, containing the entire knowledge of the Maya. But the book Chilam Balam was written between the 16th and 18th centuries when the Spanish conquerors were still there. Chilam Balam is actually the name of a priest or a kind of historian within the Yucatan community. From the people's perspective, what was written in Chilam Balam is believed to be highly accurate. That is also why the Maya believed that what happened in the past would happen again, a final battle between good and evil. Something we also find in the Book of Revelation from the Christian Bible. Interestingly, it is the final book of the Bible. It speaks of massive battles in the sky between angels and a great dragon. So if the prophecy from the Maya about the return of B'olon Yokte is true, could there really be a great battle between good and evil that leads to the end of the world? Throughout history, the greatest threat to humanity has been natural disasters. But that doesn't mean the world would end on December 21st, 2012. Recent evidence has shown that the ancient Maya possessed knowledge about the universe and its fate, knowledge that we are only just beginning to understand. In the 4 previous times before the Great Flood, humanity ended in fire, ice, and water. The next Great Flood could be a combination of everything that has come before, or even something completely different. The Tibetans believe that the sun is a lens, one that activates and amplifies whatever lies behind it, or what comes toward it. If on the 21st, an energy arrives from the center of the Milky Way, from the dark rift, the sun will amplify it, affecting all of humanity. I believe the Maya had an understanding of celestial mechanisms. They understood that change would be carried out through the sun. From past experiences with solar energy, it's possible that it could affect electronic devices. It's not hard to imagine a disaster if the power grid were cut off. A major change would occur in our modern society if most operations were paralyzed, something as simple as a long-term power outage. That scenario would undoubtedly lead to a major shift. And there are certainly other devastating effects. Some researchers speculate that galactic alignments could shift, or even cause the reversal of Earth's rotational axis, which would lead to a change in the magnetic field. A sudden shift in the magnetic field would mean that something abrupt has happened to the angular momentum of the mechanisms inside the Earth, leading to a change in its rotation. And once the Earth begins to flip continuously, you'll no longer have a chance. It would be like a total effect triggering a series of massive earthquakes, all happening at once. We usually talk about earthquakes measuring 7, 8, or even 9 in magnitude, with unimaginable destructive force. But what would happen if it were 12, or even 20? A complete restart could occur, turning land into ocean and ocean into land. We are talking about an event that no generation before has ever experienced. The changes we are imagining, will they bring a new life or an end? In reality, Earth will be affected by a rare astronomical phenomenon, and we are no exception. Will it be destruction or a brighter outcome? The end of the Maya long count calendar may signify the apocalypse for planet Earth, or perhaps just the return of extraterrestrial gods the Maya believed in. It's hard to know for sure, but it seems the Maya had a glimpse into the future that we still haven't uncovered. We live in an era with a unique culture, but we have yet to answer the alien hypothesis, or whether we are alone in the universe. I believe that was truly a gift from the Maya when they pointed to the year 2012. Yes, it was the end of a calendar cycle, but it said nothing about the end of the world. In reality, the only thing we have is the beginning of a new calendar cycle, a different dimension of time. Perhaps what we are waiting for doesn't come from the apocalypse, but from a new beginning, a day that will reveal the origin of human knowledge. That's what we know before the long count calendar comes to an end. What will the result be? Clearly, everyone has their own answer by now. And right at this moment, as you're watching this video, is there a cycle that has begun with a future that had already been predicted? We'll have to explore this further. Today's video will end here. Feel free to share your personal thoughts in the comment section below to support and refine these theories in this presentation. Don't forget, our series will continue. And for now, goodbye, and see you next time.